6, Mobile Gamer Nerd. We're going to be doing some dungeons today. I think I only have a few more videos left in this tutorial series, and then I'll just be doing progression as where I'm at currently. So right now, dungeons is next, and then we'll probably move into faction wars, and then I may do one more episode just to kind of touch up on any details, like, you know, silly random stuff like login rewards and the market and things like that. Guardian ring maybe. All right, so dungeons. Why do we do dungeons? Well, dungeons give us gear, that's why. So all this stuff that you're looking to get, speed gear, vampire gear, pretty much that's it. Attack gear, there's some shield stuff you're going to want to get. Let's see, that's the main ones, to be honest. You're going to eventually start moving into HP. You're eventually going to start moving into a little more creative things, but you'll get, honestly, you'll probably get most sets in this game just from doing the quests and having to run all the dungeons up to certain levels. Most of the quests are like, you know, beat this dungeon on a certain level, and then as you progress, it's going to be more towards playing that dungeon 10 times on auto, or beating it a certain amount of times, or finding a certain gear type in the dungeon to get the quest completed. So where do you go? All right, so these are the missions. So right now I'm just waiting till Sunday to finish the Superior Void Potion quest, and then I'll be moving into the Spider's Den at stage 7. So a little more advanced than where most people are. Now, in the dungeons, every dungeon is going to be a little bit different, okay? So, where are dungeons? Over here. These are all the dungeons that you're going to be focusing on, okay? So, the easy one, Minotaur's Labyrinth. That's the easy one. That's where you're going to go to get your masteries done, right here. I kind of went over this before in another video, but just to review, you go in here, you fight, you get scrolls, and then you can level up your masteries. So what I'm doing, and what I would recommend anyone else do, is you buy your first two main heroes, so Kale and War Maiden. You buy their masteries. That's 800 gems, which you'll get plenty of. I've already spent, what is it, 8 times 3 is 2,400 gems on my first 3 heroes, and I'm saving up for my 4th right now, and then from that point we won't be buying masteries anymore. But your first goal is to get Kale done, second goal is to get War Maiden done. Once you're leveled out max on those and you have them 6-star and their masteries are complete, by that point you should have enough to do your next one. So essentially you're just going to buy one, level it to 60, get it finished, get it ascended, and then move to the next one. By the time you get one to level 60 and you move forward enough, more than likely you're going to have enough gems to do it, especially if you're doing all the quests. If you're not doing the quests, if you're not doing some of the tournaments just to get some gems in there, if you're not doing, you know, just your dailies, if you're not doing all those quest things, you won't have the gems to do what you need to do. Okay, so I would recommend doing all of that. Now, Minotaur, easy. You literally, he's just like, it's kind of a joke, to be honest. You know, I don't know, let's try 12. No, sorry, yeah, stage 12. We'll try 12 real quick. Bring him in. So the only ones in here that I need masteries for are Apothecary and Valerie. So when you do this, those are the only 2 heroes that can possibly get a scroll. So this is it. This is Minotaur's Labyrinth. There's not much to even talk about here. As you get higher up, it might become a little bit more difficult. The affinity is red, so we are going to be fighting against heroes that are not optimal. Yeah, I mean, Minotaur basically just is like every other dungeon boss, except he throws hexes out. There's really not much to write home about here. I don't even think getting to level 13 is a quest. I think the quests that you get for masteries are basically just leveling masteries, which if you're using the gems to get the masteries on your main hero and on War Maiden, I believe the only other quest that it was a problem, and not even a problem, but something I had to farm, was you have to get 4 heroes with 3 level 2 masteries, and that's pretty much the only time I've had to actually farm. And you'll just go in there with Kale and whatever the 4 heroes are, which are probably these 4 heroes. You're probably going with these 4 and just do it. So, and that one's easy because the you only need, I think it's like what, 90 scrolls. So it shouldn't take too long to finish that quest. Um, and that's it. Otherwise, just by buying these masteries, you're gonna immediately skip any of the mastery quests that pop up. So that's kind of a bonus to buying them. And the gems, I mean, really, you're only using it for energy anyway. You shouldn't be buying anything else. So don't buy shards, don't buy any of that garbage. You'll get them as you go. See? So now he got the 8 scrolls there. You do that until you have enough scrolls. Some of them are kind of ridiculous. The final one is like 350 scrolls, which is why you should be buying their masteries. You're going to spend so much energy and time trying to get one hero up that the best thing to do is get 4 of them maxed with gems. All right. And then you will literally just run this with the one hero that you're trying to build. And I wouldn't waste time trying to get masteries on every hero. Don't go crazy. Literally one at a time. If you are once you have to build your main 5. So basically Kale will be bought, War Maiden will be bought. I already bought Spirit Host. Apothecary will be next. So I'll buy his. Once that's done, I'll just bring Valerie in here, farm, and she'll get every scroll. And that's how you do it. I know I'm building her to 6 star, so she's somebody I want to master out. Don't mess around with any of the lower heroes until later on when you're really focusing on faction wars. It's not worth it. Um, I just got her. I think to the second tier of her scrolls. I was using her with I think 2 masteries unlocked for a while. So it's not necessary. It's definitely going to help once you do it, but it's not necessary at the beginning when you're trying to build up your main team. All right, so that's the Minotaur's Labyrinth. So now we're in Dragon's Lair, Spider, Ice Golem, and Fire Knight. Now Dragon's Lair really only has one little caveat, which we'll do now. As you can see, I'm on 13. This is where you really want to get as you get to the point where I'm at, because you can start getting 6-star gear. And even a random 6-star gear drop is great. So that's when you're going to start farming later on. I honestly have only farmed this for a tournament, and that's it. So once I get everybody 6-star, that's when I'll start worrying about gear. Probably won't be doing dragon first. I'll probably be doing spider first just to fill out my slots, but we'll get into that in a sec. So this is the highest that I'm at now. I haven't tried to go ahead of this, and I probably won't for a little bit. It's not that important. I'm probably going to stick to 13. So what happens in dragon? So dragon is basically the same stuff. You just kind of kill everything. You will have that annoying block damage hero in some of the lower levels, but here it's not an issue. So the team that we have assembled up to this point will get us through the waves pretty easily. As you can see, they're not really doing too much to us. Speed buffs, yeah, they're just going crazy. If you have a damage dealer, if you actually add another damage dealer, it's probably worth it, but this is just to get us from the beginning. So the only thing that Dragon does is he's going to hit everybody, and he's going to do that. So that purple bar, it needs to be destroyed before he gets his turn, or he'll stun everybody. Now, he's going to hit you guys with a lot of debuffs, which is why Spirit Host is actually a really good idea for this. So she'll get rid of those, and if you get stunned, it's not the end of the world with this team, because more than likely you're so fast at this point because you have the speed buffs, you have everybody speed tuned at this point where I'm at. In the beginning you won't, but you probably won't have the problem of getting stunned because his shield is probably 2 hits for your team at lower level. But now, like I said, he might stun me. It's not the end of the world. You're still going to win. Later on, it's probably going to be death for you. So you definitely want to get some stronger DPS on here once you start seeing. There you go, stun. So you're definitely going to want to get a stronger DPS on here with you for later runs. Okay, but that's basically it. You just got to take down that little shield that comes up before he uses that skill, and you should have no problems. And then you need somebody who can remove all the debuffs, because he's going to throw poisons and all kinds of crazy stuff at you. Healer's good. That's why I have Valerie. She can shield and heal. It's pretty much gives you a free round of getting hit. by his little wing attack that hits everybody. So once again, this team they just work for everything. It's kind of great. So map, that's the dragon. So great for him. Now, Spider Den. This is where most people are going to struggle in the beginning. You probably, when you first start, probably won't even. You're going to be angry. You're going to have a lot of anger in your heart for the spider, because all he does is adds. He just keeps adding little spiders, and it's really annoying. Where I'm at, I'm on stage 10. I wanted to get to 10 only because you can get 4 and 5 star drops. Anything past 10 is going to be really annoying. So that's why I haven't even tried to push to 13 yet. Just farming because I haven't even gotten all my accessories yet. So we're gonna go in here. Now, what do you need for spider? Um, I believe what I did is I just kept my same team. Now this is gonna be the longest fight. So this is not an optimal team by any stretch of the imagination. Um, they're not gonna they're not gonna do this in a really fast manner. They're gonna win, but they're just gonna take a long time to do it because I have only 2 heroes that really have AoEs. Everyone else is kind of there just to buff. What you're really looking for in the beginning, literally the first few stages of Spider, is just heroes that have AoEs that can get you through it. Kale usually will nuke. See, now if he does that attack, he'll heal himself back up. So, but you're looking for heroes that can do AoE damage to everybody because you want to kill these spiders as fast as possible. All right, that's just the beginning. At the end, you still kind of want it because you're going to end up you're going to get poisoned and you'll see. Let's see, they'll get 20 attacks off before you can even attack, and then you'll get poisoned and you'll die. So Kale is enough to get you through the first few runs and get you. I think the first quest that pops up is in challenges, and that's to beat stage 4 of the spider. More than likely 1, 2, and 3 you should be able to get through. 4 is gonna start kicking your butt a little bit, and until you start building this team up that I have now, or a team that's more geared for spider, you're gonna be stuck for a little bit on spider. So don't think that you have to do it right away. You can't even really use most of the stuff. You're gonna get rings and a few amulets just from playing the quests. So don't go too crazy with spider in the beginning because you can't equip the stuff anyway because it goes by your ascension. So if you're not ascended 5-star, you can't even use the second or third tier of stuff. So don't even waste your time. Just get your rings and that's it. You can literally get a couple of rings in stage 1 or 2 if you need them. If there's one that's eluding you, or if you need one for Kale for some reason, if you haven't gotten it, or you accidentally sold it, or whatever the reason. But otherwise, yeah, this is it. You're gonna just sit here and watch this fight for probably 2 to 3 minutes. And Kale and War Maiden are gonna do all the work. That's basically it. Hopefully you get lucky. Sometimes I do, and they'll kill the spiders before the heal. Sometimes I don't, and the fight goes a little bit longer, and I'll get 1 extra heal off right at the end, making the fight even longer. So if you are going to farm this for some reason with this team, just put it on auto and go get dinner, because you don't want to sit here and wait, 2, 3, 4 minutes a run to get through this. Now, obviously, there's going to be better heroes that you can use for this. I think Outlander was somebody I used in the beginning. He's an uncommon champion. He's really good at doing high damage to the boss, and he has an area of effect attack. So, we don't want that. We don't want viruses, do we? So there you go, done. And that took 3 minutes. All right. So for 3 minutes of time, you get 1 ring. Isn't that nice? Let's see what it is. Let's see if it's anything good. I get really excited about accessories because you don't get them very often. All right, so defense. That's actually a good ring. It's a defense ring with a defense substat, so that'll be good for any of my tanks. So we'll keep it. In the beginning, you're just going to keep everything because that's how rare rings and accessories are and the things that you need for these heroes. So spider, you're going to need anyone who does attack all enemies. You're going to need a healer that keeps you guys alive, preferably someone who removes debuffs, and you just want to kind of kill them as fast as possible in the beginning. As you progress longer, you're going to need better teams. And I honestly don't think that the team I currently have will successfully get me through until the later stages. Like they basically just got through that. I'm assuming if I leveled them up and got them in all 6-star gear and got them completely maxed out, that they would be able to push a few more runs in the spider before they start becoming obsolete. And you're going to start needing turn meter control. You're going to start needing spider control. You're going to need a few more things to get into these higher levels. You can use the cheese if you end up getting Paragon, but he's a Void legendary, a Void rare. So I don't have him, and I probably will never have him, at least on this account. So yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with another strategy for it later on, which I'll do once I start getting into my personal progression. So, but yeah, basically you just want to kind of farm these first few stages and just do them as the quests pop up, and hopefully you'll have the heroes that I have at this point leveled to the point that I do, and you'll be able to get to where I am. And this is more than enough. 4 to 5-star gear is more than enough to get you started and getting your heroes built up and getting your power built so that you can progress through in Spider. Ice Golem, I think I don't really know how much. Yeah, I've only gone up to 10 on him. I just haven't gone far on them because there's no quest for him. Right now I have to get to 13. So I'll probably show you that later. We'll get into this one. So the only thing as you can see, the only thing I changed was I put Conqueror in here just because sometimes he'll get off he has an attack that blocks revive, and the Golem he has ads that will constantly revive through the whole fight, and Conqueror can kill one, and if he uses the block revive, then that ad doesn't come back. So he's also really good for attack. Sometimes I'll put him in lead, but Ice Golem puts out a lot of damage, especially if you do a lot of damage. So if you're doing tons of damage quickly, he's going to hit you faster because he does it at HP intervals. So when he loses a certain amount of HP, you're getting hit. So say you hit him with Kale, drop him to 25%, he's going to hit you. And then immediately, if War Maiden goes next, she's going to hit him and maybe drop it to the next threshold, and he's going to hit you again. So if your guys are doing almost too much damage, you may get, attacked 3 or 4 times in a row, and then his ads will jump in, and then you're dead. So you really want the ads dead as much as possible. If you have a debuff remover, that's great. Which, as you can see, we still have Spirit Host. Like I said, she's so great. She's my favorite hero. I mean, even above Kale, I just love her. She is literally, I think, my favorite Raid Shadow Legends hero because she's just great for every content. All right, so let's get into this one. This is going to be level 10, so it's not going to be hard. It's going to be kind of a breeze. You don't need Conqueror. I can put Valerie in here and run this just as well as I can any other dungeon. So the main point here is that it's not that you can't do these dungeons. You can do these dungeons with other heroes. The point is that the few that I'm showing you to build will get you through every content you need to do. That's the main point here. So you don't need anything. Literally, you can just get the 5 heroes that I have, and they will run every single piece of content that I've shown you. Conqueror is just kind of an added bonus if he gets his thing off, which sometimes he doesn't. See what I mean? Boom, hit, and now Conqueror is dead. So this is why sometimes I don't even use them. But there you go, problem solved. All right. We'll go to the next one. We'll see. This is a red affinity. We'll see how it goes. But in the beginning, you're just going to be powering through this. Most of the time in the first few levels, like 1 through 4, you're not going to have high level characters. So you may do this, and it may end up being where literally only Kale lives. That's fine. Like you don't need. There's no stars here. There's no you don't get an award for beating it with all your heroes alive. It's just Kale wins. That's all that matters. So even if everyone dies, technically the team is still successful, and you can get the job done. So don't get crazy like, oh my god, they don't live. Like it literally does not matter. All right, so he missed his thing. Let's see. This actually isn't going that bad here. That's right, because I have the extra defense now. I think I wasn't using Apothecary as my defense lead before. So, oh, there you go. See how dead they are? So they're all dead. So now he's hit. They're gonna hit again, and now he should kill him. Oh, he didn't kill him yet. There you go. Done. So, and that's fine. Like I said, those guys dying, who the hell cares? There's obviously optimal teams that you could use better than this, same as every other dungeon. But that was a minute on stage. What was that, 11? So not bad. and that gets you the gear you need. All right, so that's that. Now, just so I can go over this real quick because I didn't go over it before, everything here on the left-hand side is all of the armor sets that drop and all the items that drop. So if you're looking for offense, you're going to come here. I mean, most of the stuff in here that you're going to be getting, if anything, would probably be retaliation gear if you need it for certain heroes, crit gear, and defense and offense in life honestly become pretty much obsolete once you start getting better gear. Um, and there's also gear like offense. There's the gear, the cruel set that gives you attack and it gives you uh, defense penetration. So why use offense at that point? Same thing with life. There's the shield sets that give you 15% life and shield with two, so you don't need that. There's the gear that gives you 10% HP and 10% defense at the same time, so you don't really need defense. Like these are all literally just I don't think I've ever farmed for these gears, not even once in the years that I've played. So you're really going to need, really the main one is going to be the dragon. Boop, where are you? All right, because you get speed, accuracy, that is always good. Lifesteal, destroy is good. Toxic is good for the clan boss if you have heroes. I only have a few. Toxic is usually not the best option for most heroes. Um, I do have, I think it's Grappler. I use him with Toxic because he already poisons like 2 or 3 times and then immediately will poison with the extra Toxic. So I'll have times where he'll pop up like 4 or 5 Toxics on it, on a target. So that's good. Frost is really good for provokers because not only does it provoke, not only will your provoke hero provoke all the enemies, but then if they hit him, they'll freeze. So Frost is actually a very, very good stat. I use that on the I don't remember his name. What is his name? He's the farmable champion. We'll find him. He's in here. Campaign. He's with Spirit Host. Spirit Host. Here we go. Graybeard. So he's got an attack all enemy, and he has a chance of freezing, which is really good. And he's got a provoke on the one. Yeah. So he can provoke you, and then if that dude hits you, you'll freeze him with the freeze set. So that's why Dragon is the best and why everyone farms Dragon. All right. Last dungeon. Like I said, this is all just starter stuff. This isn't advanced lesson in how to dungeon. So if you're thinking, oh, this team isn't that great, or this is just to get you up to where I am at. This isn't to progress past where I am. Once I start hitting a situation where I cannot progress any further because of my characters, yeah, I'll start building other heroes to progress in those areas. There's tons of content to do, so there's always going to be a new area that you can go progress in. All right, Fire Knight's Castle. This is the most infuriating dungeon outside of Spider. Why? Because he has a shield. Now, as you can see, I've progressed the least on him, and that's not because I can't beat it. I just hate it. I just can't stand doing this section, and it's going to be a high end game area, so you're definitely going to need to kind of master it eventually. Shield is good, crit damage is good, stun sets are good, savage is good. So these are all gear sets that you're going to want later on. But in the beginning, not necessary. So once you have your main team set, you're going to want to start building towards getting through this. Now, I think, we'll just battle it out just so you can kind of see. I don't even remember why I used the lamb. Whatever. We'll just keep him in there. It's just for fun. He's actually a really good hero. I put him in a sleep set, and when he hits he has an AoE attack, and he'll just put everybody to sleep. So this is going to be a really easy run because I kill him very fast. So basically what happens is there's a shield on the Fire Knight, and it only goes down if you hit him. See, you'll see a number pop up. There you go, 7, 4. See, now it's down to nothing. Hit, and now you can hurt him. All right, so now the point with this is you need to hit him 7 times every round. So if you have heroes that only hit 1 or 2 times on their A1s, you're probably not going to get his shield down. It starts at 5. It goes to 7 where I am now. Okay, let's I'm out of energy anyway. And then it goes up to, I think, 10, and then it just probably keeps going up. I don't even know what the max is because I never go that far. But you basically need to have your A1s in the beginning be as many hits as possible. Now, in the index, when you first get to Fire Knight, there's a quest that you get the shield set for Spirit Host. Lizard Men, where are we here? No, it isn't Lizard Men. It's in the where is it? What was that? He's in Skinwalkers. This is the guy that you can go to. I think it's Satyr. Right here. Attacks one enemy. No, it doesn't say. Here we go. Yeah, he attacks 4 times at random. This guy will get you through the first stage and probably first 3 stages of the Fire Knight in the beginning. So this is like literally like beginning. You pick the wrong starting hero. Whatever the reason is that you can't beat Fire Knight, you just bring this guy in, level him up to like 30, and that's it. Throw him in all defensive gear. You just need him to be alive. All right, because the thing with the shield is damage literally has no effect on it. All you got to do is hit him. And let's see. What did I do? Okay, so just defensive gear, and then you'll use this to get the shield down, and that's it. All right, so that's the Fire Knight guy. Otherwise, the reason I like the heroes that I have right now is because they do good stuff. So, she has a poison, which is great, but doesn't really matter. Now, she'll attack 1 enemy. If it's crit, she'll hit again. So sometimes she'll hit 2. This attacks all enemies. This is just for defense dropping. This is where I think Kale fell off in the beginning. And like I said, that's why you have to use some other strategies to kind of get through Fire Knight. So he only has 1 attack on his A1, which sucks. This is 4 times, so that's good. So you just save that and use it. You may not be able to auto it, okay? She is whatever. She's just there to help you out. Apothecary is really good. He has a 3 times at random on his A1. So that guy, he helps tremendously. Conqueror will attack 1 enemy 2 times on his A1. Perfect for that. Aethel attacks 3 times. Perfect for that. These are all heroes that you can use for Fire Knight in the beginning. Grappler attacks 2 times at random. This is the guy I was saying, attacks 1 enemy 2 times. See, everything he does is great for everything. I'm really actually kind of looking forward to kind of building this guy out and see what he does. So that's Fire Knight. Later on, once you get into the later turns, which I'm not doing right now, you're going to need turn meter control to get through the Fire Knight, and that's when you're going to need stuff. As soon as you drop his shield, you're going to want to hit him with turn meter reduction, and that'll keep his shield down. So if you have a turn meter constant reduction hero, which is kind of, I think, where our boy comes in over here, which is why a lot of people use him for a lot of different content, is Armiger. All right, he has his A1, so that means he can do this every single turn. So if you throw speed on this guy, get him up to 300 speed, he's just gonna keep attacking things and decreasing their turn meter. So he's kind of like the little cheese boy, okay? And that's basically it. That's the Fire Knight. Most of these dungeons, the strategies that we're really talking about, aren't going to come into play until later on. So most of these, you honestly, with the exception of Spider, just because he's really annoying, and you have to be able to get rid of those spiders and have him not heal himself up and have your team be strong. And it's like a lot of things. Have your team be strong enough to not die from the poisons. Have a remover, things like that in the beginning, because you're not going to have a lot of resources to kind of combat this fight. And it will give you, honestly, I think this will give you the most trouble, other than Fire Knight, as far as progression. Once you have a team that can beat Fire Knight the first few times, you pretty much, move ahead pretty quickly. Like I could probably get to 13 now if I wanted to. But Spider is more about trying to really get a team that can handle the damage output and the turn meter control and just getting rid of those spiders. So luckily for us, the 5 heroes that we have built can get us through at least where we are now, which is, part 3 of the quest. So you have a lot of time, your first month, to get to where I am, and it's not like there's any rush into getting to Spider 20. It's not like the game's going to get better just because you can now get 6-star accessories. It's going to help you, obviously, but it's not like it matters. This game's more of a marathon and less of a sprint. There's very little you can do to get to end game in like a very short period of time, because everything you do in this game is going to take time. All right, so that's the dungeons. We'll go over faction wars, I think, on the next video, and we'll see where we go from there. I'd really like to start doing some actual progression work with my daily stuff on the stream and moving that into the videos. But for right now, thank you very much for watching.